All right, so after, 16 months, we're finally out of the country. We are in Costa Rica. Hi, I'm Jan.
I'm Tracy.
All right, so we have a bit of a confession to make. We've actually been in Costa Rica for over 4 days. We had a video that we pulled everything together.
But someone forgot to turn on the audio.
Yeah, about that. All right, so first of all, why are we in Costa Rica? Like we really need a reason. Well, we're here with a friend who has 3 children and 3 teenagers, and our 2 sons and one of their friends. And last week they all graduated from high school, so this is their graduation trip. We also are very fortunate to have a friend who owns this beautiful place, Finca 360. In our next video, we'll have a tour and we'll show you exactly what this place looks like. Oh, by the way, spoiler, it's absolutely awesome. And we're so fortunate we have Rosie because she has really taken care of everything as far as the accommodations, this beautiful place here. Also, the staff such as Arnie, who has been our translator, our driver, our guide, our savior. Basically, if we had any issues or even before we had any issues, Arnie's been there every step of the way making sure everything's fine.
So once we got out of the airport, we went to a town on the west coast of Costa Rica near the town of Jaco, and it is called Punta Leona.
Now, if you're looking at coming to Costa Rica and a resort, we have to warn you, Hotel Punta Leona, if you're thinking it's going to be like Hard Rock or Secrets or any of the other type of like Sandals or resorts, it's not.
It's an all-inclusive hotel, but it is all-inclusive in a different way than we would normally understand all-inclusive.
Punta Leona is a resort that really caters to Costa Ricans. In fact, I don't think that we had any other Americans other than our group in that area. So they do things a little differently.
For those of you who speak a little bit of Spanish from high school like we do, we could get by, except for when it got to be more advanced conversations.
Yeah,
and another reason to have Arnie with us.
Yeah, I mean, we had a little bit of issue at the registration. It was they really tried to help us. It was just a simple mistake. But I'll tell you, I don't know if we would have been able to communicate to them what we needed unless it was Arnie once again coming in to save us. The other thing that I would look at is the accommodations. Now, Punta Leona has several different types of accommodations. You have your hotels, you have your little suites. We were actually in what they call the Bella Leona, which is a 6-unit apartment that
kind of like a timeshare.
Yeah, if you've ever been to a timeshare, that was kind of what it was kind of like. Now, it was beautiful. You have 3 units upstairs, you have 2 units downstairs. What's also very cool is you have your own outdoor kitchen and own little swimming pool, which was nice because we were able to, well, at least our kids were able to be out there into the evening. But when you go into the rooms, this is when you really look at it. It's kind of like a timeshare. First of all, you have your full kitchen, which has all your different appliances and everything you need, your pots and pans and everything you need. So you could be able to go to the market, get groceries, and go on and make food there, although it is a little bit dated.
One of the things I would bring up, though, is in the kitchen was the market. There really wasn't many grocery stores around us. So if you were going to be cooking on your own, you would have had to have taken a drive, I think.
Yeah, or at least go by the supermarket before you actually get to Punta Leona. That would have been helpful. Now, you have a large living room area and a dining room table. You did have a huge balcony, which is really, really nice. And you have 2 bedrooms. One had a king-size bed. One had a full-size bed. Other than what we're showing you in the video is the one that has a full-size bed, and it has 2 bathrooms. The bathrooms are absolutely functional. You have a sink, you have a very large shower, you have a toilet which you kind of have to navigate around the door for. It's functional. It's not what you think of usually kind of your resort type of bathrooms.
Okay, what was your opinion about the water? Did you drink the water out of the sink or did you not?
I drank the water out of the sink. When we talked to Arnie, we talked to the people, is most of the areas in Costa Rica, they say is the water is safe to drink.
I think we did drink the water out of the sink.
Yeah.
And we used it for coffee for sure.
Oh, we certainly used it for our coffee. The other consideration, if you want to do the Bella Leona or the apartments, is that it is not right on the beach. In fact, it's at about a 10-minute walk from where we were staying to the actual resort area. Now, at first I was kind of put off by this until we realized the walk is actually very, very easy. It's all in the shade. And quite frankly, this was a great way for Tracy and I to kind of start our mornings just kind of walking down to the resort. So really that actually kind of turned into a positive instead of a negative.
Yep.
Of course, when we did need a ride, Arnie was always there to be able to pick us up, especially when we were going for like dinner, packing everyone into the van and taking us down.
But wait. One of the things I did notice about the resort is they actually do have a shuttle service. So one of the things is in front of the restaurant, there was a little bus stop, and it would take you to the different places around the resort. So we could have waited for a shuttle to take us back to our hotel again, but it was only a 10-minute walk. There was a beach right by us, right immediately on the property.
Yeah,
and, then
and
there
I always get this wrong.
one.
Was it Playa
Manta?
Playa Manta, okay? By the way, now we have a difference of opinion. There's two beaches that are nearby. The one that is right outside of the pool area. By the way, let's talk about the pools for a second. Great pools area. Lots of several different pools. The water, we're here in the early June. The water was nice and cool, but not too cool. It was very pleasant. There is a full service bar there. And I'll tell you the bar prices, and talk about another difference between that resort and say an American style resort, is the bar prices are actually very, very affordable.
$4 to $5 a drink.
$45 for a mixed drink. I think $2 for a soft drink. So really wasn't bad at all. The other thing that you have is you have two hot tubs. We did learn that you need to reserve those. I'm not going to go into the details on how we found that out.
And the other thing I found is there was more of a family-friendly pool, and then there was an adults-only pool. The other thing I saw that was really nice was the effort that people put forward to make sure that mobility access was compliant. You would find ramps everywhere for people who have wheelchairs and stuff like that. And that was kind of consistent around the beaches and the hotels.
Right. Well, let's talk about the beaches. First of all, Tracy likes Playa Blanca. I like Playa Manta. Playa Manta is the one that is right off of the resort. Literally, you step through a gate and you're on the beach. What I liked about it was more secluded from anything else, and it wasn't very crowded. In fact, most of the time when we were on the beach, we were the only people on the beach. Also, the surf was not as strong as it was over at Playa Blanca. I just kind of liked the simpleness of that beach.
Now, I like the Playa Blanca, first of all, because it is one of the top 10 beaches when you Google the best beaches in Costa Rica. It's a white sand beach. The water was very clear, and they do capitalize on that. So the hotel resort actually does have a beach access that is for the residents of the hotel. And it also had a terrace cafe where you could take pictures and look at people. And again, it was also ramped very much for mobility needs. And I found that was quite nice to have. The boys all went swimming. There was quite a strong riptide. So they did have a lifeguard on that area, and I thought that was good too.
Actually, I had several lifeguards, and there's warnings and everything, and it's safe. Now, the Playa Blanca is about maybe a 5-minute, 10-minute van ride from where the resort was, but it is actually part of the resort as well. So just like you have the bar that is by the swimming pool there at the resort, they actually had a very large bar as well as a tiered series of places you could sit overlooking the water. And again, the same price is very affordable for drinks there.
One of the other things I did like was the amount of shade. So I sunburned very easily, so it was nice to be able to have shaded areas where you could go out into the sun and plenty of places to sit down.
Now, let's talk about the food. Now, we had the all-inclusive, all the accommodations. We had breakfast, lunch, and dinner that was included. With those meals, all your beverages except for your specialty drinks, but in addition to soft drink and juices, beer and wine, both white and red wine were included. And then if you wanted something, a special cocktail or whatever, that was additional. But again, once again, prices are very, very affordable.
So breakfast was a buffet breakfast that would allow you to get fruits. There was also a variety of Costa Rican breakfast specialties. There was a lot of rice. There was also an omelet station. Great
Omelets, really, really good. Well, I mean, before we go any further with the food, I'll tell you, the food was really good. I was actually very, very surprised. Now, For lunch and for dinner, most evenings you have a menu, and there's about 6 different entrees. And the only consideration I would have is if you were going to stay here for a longer duration, that menu might be a little limiting. However, we did have in the last couple of days, they had a buffet. In fact, our last day we had a buffet which had multiple different things. So that might not necessarily be an issue, but one thing to be thinking about. But it was the food was fantastic. They had fajitas, not Mexican fajitas. It was without the tortillas, but it was absolutely fantastic. They had a
fish. They had ceviche. They had soup
ceviche is great. Yeah, so I mean the food is actually solid here,
and the hamburgers were very good.
Yeah, and yeah, they were good. So that was basically when we look at Punta Leona, and then yesterday what we did, our time there. Oh gosh, we forgot something. We forgot the mariposa. We forgot the butterflies. There are many other different activities you can do at the resort. One of the things we did, and it's completely free, is they have a little nature walk that goes back, and they have a structure which they actually have butterflies. All these butterflies, you go into this kind of greenhouse area, and the butterflies flying around, they're absolutely beautiful.
So after lunch, when we checked out of the hotel, we had a 4-hour drive to our next destination, which is Finca 360. But along the way, we had quite a few stops. And the first one was
crocodiles. And listen, I was here a few years ago, and I was able to go to a school, and I held a crocodile, which is about like this. I'm not going to hold these crocodiles. These are large man-eating crocodiles, and there's a bridge that everyone goes to be able to overlook. We talked about Arnie. Crocodiles are in that river. But this is one of the areas that's good for them to be able to get fish, where basically the fish congregate, I guess. But they're large. I mean, these are man-eating type crocodiles, although I don't know if they've actually eaten men, but that's okay.
And then along the way, we skirted the outskirts of San Jose, the capital, and we headed northeast towards the rainforest, the cloud forest. And along the way, we got to stop at the Starbucks coffee farm.
And I'll be honest, when we first saw that on the itinerary, we're going to stop at Starbucks, I thought, okay, yeah. But what I didn't realize is Starbucks basically outsources most of their beans for their coffee. They have what we were told is their only coffee plantation here in Costa Rica. And they have a tour there you can go to, but they have a really just beautiful Starbucks, and it just it overlooks the coffee plantation and the
entire valley.
Yeah, just a stunning landscape, and all sorts of different coffees. And unlike the Starbucks which you get in the United States, where basically you wait for your name to be called, they actually brought your coffee to you, and it was absolutely a great experience.
So of all the Starbucks I've ever been to, I think this was my favorite because they had the beautiful windows that overlooked this coffee valley, and on top of that, they had a beautiful waterfall.
Yeah.
So it was a great place to take a picture for a cup of coffee.
In fact, the waterfall was our next stop, which was right along the side of the road. We went be able to go take a few pictures here, and then the last thing we did was drive on up this road. You can't see it here for the rain. We came to this beautiful place. We'll show that in the next video. Real quick, talking about rain, we were incredibly lucky. We came here in June. This is actually in the middle of their wet season or the rainy season. Our weather at Punta Leona was absolutely fantastic. It rained once during lunch. It rained once during the evening. We had a very brief shower when we were actually looking at the butterflies. Other than that, we basically had stunning weather. We are getting a little more rain, but it's a rainforest.
But so this morning when we woke up, was there any rain? No.
Nope.
Did we see around? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Absolutely stunning. We're having a great time. What we'll do in the next video, we actually give you a tour of here at Finca 360. And I'll tell you what, let's give a shout out to Rosie.
So Rosie is our friend from our hometown in College Station, Texas, and she is from Costa Rica, and she has set up a travel agency called Costa Rican Specialties. So if you want any of the information about how to get a hold of Rosie, please look in the comments below.
Anyway, yeah, sorry the rain here, so we have to get moving. But the bottom line is, this is our first video of what we think is going to be mini. We have, in the next 2 years, plans to go to 60 different countries. So if you want to come along with the ride with us, please go on and subscribe, hit like. And I'll tell you what, if you've been to Costa Rica, go on and leave a comment about what did you like most about Costa Rica. All right, so we're in Costa Rica chasing our dreams. We're hoping that you keep on chasing your dreams also.